watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry. Thanks for joining us on Ace Country Radio, and we're also streaming at KPVM.TV. We're also on your Roku devices. It is Thursday, August 29th. Happy birthday to our owner and leaner, Vern Van Winkle, and our former weather guru, John Kohler. Now turning to our top news stories. Ben Lobato visits Judge Kim Wonker's courtroom for an arraignment hearing.
Ben Lobato was in the Honorable Judge Kimberly Wonker's courtroom this week. During this arraignment hearing, the defendant's attorney, Alexis Decker, speaks for her client, saying that they need more time to sort a few things out. And she asks if it would be possible to delay the arraignment hearing and the trial date until October 17th. Decker continues saying no matter what she says, Lobato will plead guilty to all charges. Judge Wonker responds, saying that she would like to move forward with the trial date that is set for October 7th through the 10th and October 14th through the 17th, or Lobato will need to take the change of plea deal, pleading guilty to all charges.
Well, I'm sorry, then by then, it will be, I'll continue this and continue this, so we just gotta get it done. It's like delay. So, I want it, we're either moving forward with we're gonna get a trial date, or I've got an agreement, we're gonna go forward. That's it, it's drop dead on that day. If not, I will enter the plea of not guilty for and set it for trial. Okay? Thank you.
Ben Lobato was arrested on February 23rd of 2024 following a two-vehicle fatal accident that occurred on 160 and Homestead Road. A black SUV and a white SUV were involved in this accident. A 5-month-old infant was reportedly ejected from the black SUV, and when News 25 reported on that story in February, the infant was not breathing at the time of the accident. The infant was pronounced dead at Desert View Hospital a few days later. Ben Lobato is facing 6 charges. Those charges are DUI resulting in death, reckless driving resulting in death, 2 counts of DUI resulting in substantial bodily harm, and 2 counts of reckless driving resulting in substantial bodily harm.
And the Nye County Sheriff's Office is reminding people in Pahrump that jury duty scam phone calls are still occurring. The phone call advises that the person failed to report to jury duty and that a warrant is currently out for their arrest. The Nye County Courts and the Sheriff's Office does not enforce any failure to appear through such a process. These calls appear to be coming from the Nye County Sheriff's Office, and phone number shows that NCSO is in the caller ID. However, neither the courts nor the Sheriff's Office accepts payment for warrants through outside electronic sources, nor would they call anyone regarding that type of duty. And we're currently in the peak month of wildfire season here in the Silver State. So News 25 Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers is joining us with a special report on new blaze fighting measures taking place right here in southern Nevada.
As temperatures continue to surge across Clark and Nye counties each summer, our firefighters are met with flames unique to the Mojave Desert. Nye County Emergency Management Director Scott Lewis now joins us after conducting live fire drills powered by F500, made possible by the Environmental Management Nevada program.
We did several live fire demonstrations, our classroom studies where we went over all the benefits for F500 compared to various foam and straight water products that we typically have been using in the fire service for decades now. Everyone knows that some of the components built in to previous foams have been found to be cancerous.
The program provides funding to counties embodied in the Emergency Preparedness Working Group.
We were looking for a different option, something that we would be able to utilize on our major transportation corridors, as well as our local fires where they were severe events or significant events that needed something else. It shortened the time for suppression and achieving control, but it also minimized the amount of water. We did multiple demonstrations using handline and also a master stream, all on less than 500 gallons of water. And that's in totality, including just the prep.
The innovative method has been deemed extremely safe.
It can be used for purposes of mop-up, it's clean to the earth. When you have an ignited fire and it's producing significant BTUs, you cannot be near it. Obviously, you want to get it as far away from as possible. As soon as the F500 was applied, that heat trace significantly diminished and allowed you to walk right up to the burning material.
Allocations are distributed by the State of Nevada Division of Emergency Management.
We had purchased these trailers that are capable of not only deploying hand lines, but also master streams, deploying great amount of product and water. But our goal, because we don't have a lot of water available to us on the highways, was to minimize the water aspect and ascertain a product that would allow us to best maximize our suppression efforts. How fortunate we are to have such grants available to us, because it allows us to meet our objectives in ensuring a safe environment.
The Environmental Management Nevada program has administered resources since 2000. I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
And a Pahrump man is arrested for speeding, and that investigation leads to other charges.
On August 26th at approximately 9 p.m., deputies conducted a traffic stop on a silver Ram truck bearing a Nevada license plate for speeding at 50 miles an hour in a 45 miles per hour zone. During the stop, deputies approached the vehicle from the driver's side. Records later indicated that the driver of the vehicle was Raimundo Garcia, who was making frantic movements inside of the vehicle. The deputy on scene immediately drew their sidearm and began giving verbal commands to Garcia to place his hands on the steering wheel. Due to Garcia not obeying officers, deputies ended up having to remove him forcefully, according to the declaration. Deputies placed Garcia in mechanical restraints and read him his Miranda rights, but according to the declaration, Garcia did not acknowledge what the deputies were saying. Garcia was placed into custody for resisting a public officer at that time. During inventory for a tow of deputies located containing a white crystal on the passenger floorboard, based on the deputies' law enforcement chance, they were able to identify the substance at Garcia's arrest, where he was later transported to the Nye County Detention Center, where he was booked and is facing charges of basic speeding 1 to 10 miles over the posted speed limit, selling or transporting a scheduled 1 or 2 substance, resisting a public officer with assistance.
And we have good news out, new services and opening when we return.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25 and streaming on the new Ace Country radio app. Download it for free today. And in more local news, the Pahrump Department of Motor Vehicles has been non-operational for more than a month now. Fortunately, today, the Pahrump office reopened and resumes walk-in services and appointments. Although, due to severe damage to the computers and equipment, not all windows are operational at this time. So the DMV office still advises customers to do any business that they can online at the dmv.nv.gov. And Las Vegas Review journalist Jeff Gehrman, who was murdered by former Las Vegas public administrator Robert Tellis, is remembered in court by his family members.
Nearly 2 years after the brutal murder of investigative reporter Jeff Gehrman, justice has been delivered. On Wednesday, a Clark County jury convicted former Clark County Public Administrator Robert Tellis of murdering Jeff Gehrman on September 2nd of 2022. In the courtroom, Gehrman's family made their voices heard for the first time, sharing personal reflections about their brother. Throughout the trial, a group of about a dozen of Gehrman's relatives attended every court session, marking a touching moment in the pursuit of justice. Jeff Gehrman, originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, moved to Las Vegas in 1978 and built a reputation as a fearless journalist, exposing corruption across various sectors. His family described him as a dedicated family man and an influential journalist. Gehrman's brother, Jay, recounted fond memories of their shared love for sports and movies, highlighting the deep impact of his loss. "I wouldn't want anyone to go through this," Jay said. "It was devastating to the family. We loved him." His sisters, Jill and Julie, offered their heartfelt testimonies. They described Gehrman as a relentless journalist. "The tragic and brutal taking of his life has resulted in a loss that I don't think we'll ever recover," Julie added. Jeff Gehrman would have turned 71 last Friday, a milestone his family and friends remember with both sorrow and pride.
And we fellow journalists send our condolences to the Gehrman family. And on a lighter note, we're turning now to Mikey Ruhan, who is going to knock it out of the park for us again with our look at sports.
Time now for your News 25 Look at Sports, streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. The Las Vegas Aviators, they pulled out a victory yesterday, 9-8 against the Sacramento River Cats. Rematch this evening at 6:45. The NHL Network released their rankings of the NHL's top 20 defensemen right now. Golden Knights defenseman Noah Hanifin made the cut at number 18. The Las Vegas Aces return home to take on the Atlanta Dream tomorrow evening, and Sunday, September 8th, the Raiders, Chargers in Los Angeles, opening game. Pahrump Valley Trojan varsity tennis is at Legacy High School today. That match is in progress. Go Trojans! And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Awesome, Mikey. I didn't know you played tennis. Well, today Valley Electric Association is taking us on a trip to the roots of a utility pole and its transformation into what we use to bring electricity into our homes.
This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Valley Electric and its family of companies focused on serving our members. We're better together.
Ever wonder how a tree becomes a utility pole? In the United States, most electric distribution poles are made from southern yellow pine, a species grown throughout the southeastern region of the country. Virtually all of these distribution poles are cut from carefully managed stands of timber, usually from 35 to 40 years of age. Only about 15 to 20% of pole-sized trees are actually of high enough quality physically for possible use as utility poles. Once harvested, the selected trees are delivered to the processing facility for debarking and machining. After being cut to the desired length, they are measured to determine the proper size class. The pole's class determines its load capacity. Next, poles are dried and sterilized to kill any decay spores that may be present in the wood, a process that normally takes 1 to 3 days. After the poles are dried, they are spread out on skids for framing and inspection. Framing consists of cleaning any bark left over on the poles from peeling, putting required gains on the poles, boring all necessary holes, and applying burn brands or inset metal tags to the face of the pole. The tags identify the producer, date of treatment, preservative, required preservative retention, length, and class of the pole. Once the framing process is completed, poles are inspected by the producer and then by any outside inspection requested by the consumer. After framing and inspection, the poles are placed on wheeled trams and loaded into long metal treating cylinders that are sealed prior to the poles being subjected to a pressure vacuum treating cycle. After treatment, sample borings are taken from the treated poles and analyzed to determine if the desired preservative penetration and retention requirements have been met. If a pole meets all physical and treatment requirements, it's ready for shipment to your electric cooperative, where it's installed to support power lines in your community, delivering the safe, reliable power you depend on. If you'd like to learn more about the life cycle of a utility pole, contact your local electric cooperative.
doing this Labor Day weekend? Find out if the weather is going to ruin or enhance your plans when News 25 returns.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, Josh Osborne with Great Computer Deals has this week's tip about whether or not you should keep your computer on or off.
Hey guys, Josh Osborne here with Pahrump Own Great Computer Deals, and it's time for another quick tutorial. We have a user submitted question, and they asked, Josh, should I turn off my computer when I'm not using it? Great question. My answer to that would be yes, no, and sometimes. Let's talk a little bit more here. It really just depends on when you're planning on using your computer again, on whether or not you should shut it down. If you are going on vacation for several weeks, probably a good idea to shut down your computer completely. Why? Because it's going to consume electricity that's not necessary. It's going to put wear and tear on the parts of your computer when it's not necessary. So in those cases, yes, go and hit that start menu to shut down, turn it off entirely. But sometimes it's a little bit different. What if you are going to bed for the evening, but you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to get right back to that game of solitaire and you need it again? In that case, what I'd recommend is putting your computer into sleep mode. So basically what that means is instead of hitting your start menu and choosing shut down, hit sleep and put your computer into a hibernation where it's on, but it's not using as much electricity. It's not putting the wear and tear on those parts quite as much. Now, if you're planning on using your computer in a couple minutes and you go grab some lunch or a drink and you come right back, in that case, you want to go and have your screensaver enabled. That way it's not burning in the image of your computer into your flat screen monitor. We all love a good screensaver, and the best part is when you come back, you just move your mouse, wakes it right back up, and you're right back to use. So it's really personal preference with these kind of things, and there's no real wrong answer. This comes down to what works best for you. And while we're on this kind of topic of power consumption, one question I get all the time as well is, Josh, on my laptop, if I leave it plugged in all the time, will it preserve my battery? And the short answer to that is no. Your battery is a consumable item. If you've ever taken a battery apart, it's basically a bag of chemicals that dissipates over time regardless of whether or not you're using that battery or not. So you're not going to save yourself a new battery down the road by just keeping it plugged in, because why? That battery is wearing down anyway. So the best answer is to get the value out of your battery, use it, because it's going to dissipate anyway. Anyway, I hope that answers some of the questions you guys have. Keep sending in more. Feel free to contact us via email, call us, stop in our store, submit your question, and we'll be sure to get it on the next quick tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, let's look at our Labor Day weekend weather cam. The Lerner and Rowe weather cam is showing scattered clouds in the area, but beautiful weather all around, even through Monday. A closer look at the temps after the break.
Good evening, Nevada. I'm Kaylee Bentler in the News 25 Weather Studios with some regional weather to start with. Up in Fernley, we're at 93 degrees, Fallon 94, Carson City 91, Tonopah 89, Goldfield 91, Beatty 98, Amargosa 103, Las Vegas 101, and Death Valley 114. But in the paradise of Pahrump, we're currently at 99 degrees and sunny. We saw a high of 101, winds south-southwest 9 miles per hour, with a humidity at 9%, and the sun rose at 6:13 and will set this evening at 7:14. Expect humidity at 15%, winds east-southeast 7 miles per hour, with a low of 72 and clear skies. As for the rest of the week, seeing clouds Friday and Saturday, but the sun is coming back out on Sunday, and definitely for Labor Day on Monday as well, and staying sunny throughout the week, seeing highs of 105 on Wednesday and Thursday. And that's your look at the weather. Back to the desk, here's Unette.
Thanks so much, Kaylee. And to all you viewers out there, have you seen our advertisers? We need your feedback. Whenever you're watching KPVM, go to our website at www.kpvm.tv and then fill out an ad survey, which will help us entertain you more. And speaking of us entertaining you, our chief entertainer, Vernon Van Winkle, well, we're saying a very special happy birthday to him today.
Happy birthday, Vern!
Happy birthday, Vern.
Happy birthday. Know what I mean, Vern?
Happy birthday, Vern.
Happy birthday, Vern.
Happy birthday, go Raiders.
Happy birthday, Vern.
Happy birthday, Vern. We appreciate all you do for us here at KPVM. And that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and A's Country Radio, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the air next newscast. Good night.